lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name is Ryan, and I'm here to talk about a book that, up until the past, maybe about a year ago, is when I first heard about this book, I didn't know existed. Howard the Human, which is a play on Howard the Duck. So instead of it being an anthropomorphic duck in a world of humans, we have a human in a world of anthropomorphic animals. And this was done during the Secret Wars, the Jonathan Hickman one, a few years back. I think 2015, if I remember correctly. Yeah, actually 2015. This book, when I saw it, first of all, look at the cover. It's Jim Mahfood. Huge Jim Mahfood fan over here at Comic Lounge. When I saw that he drew this book, I immediately bought it, and I didn't even realize it's written by one of my other favorite cartoonists, Skottie Young. What a perfect match for creators. Justin Stewart on colors and Travis Lanham on letters. So this is, set during this battle world stuff. I'll read this. The multiverse is destroyed. Heroes of Earth 616 and 1610 powerless to save it. Now all that remains is battle world. Massive patchwork planet composed of the fragments of worlds that no longer exist, maintained by the iron will of its god and master Victor Von Doom. Each region is a domain unto itself. This was a fun way to do a bunch of different unique looks that, they returned to the old man Logan world. That was a part of it. They did, where Thor, there's an army of Thors, which were a police force. They did a Weird World by Jason Aaron and Mike Del Mundo, which was fantastic. So there's a lot of good stuff that came out of that. This was just a one shot. Some of them, were mini series, a lot of tie-ins to this. But this one was probably, next to Weird World, was my favorite. So, it's a cool little noir type story, We come in and Howard the Human is sitting at a pub. Jim Mahfood just kills it. I absolutely love his art style. He continues to always evolve. You can look at something from 10 years ago that he did. It looks completely different to what it is now, in a good way. I love both styles. I love the evolution of his art. Even this, if you look at this as compared to some of his most recent work, even that is a little different as well. I love the amount of detail. You always have to zoom in on all of his background stuff, because he'll always throw in little Easter eggs for everybody. So, you have Howard sitting there, full of animals. He tells a bartender, another one, Kurt, and don't be so stingy this time, which is Kurt Connors, I'm assuming, the lizard, right? So it's kind of funny that you got the lizard as the bartender, and it's called New Quack City instead of New Jack City. I love it, dude. It's so good. And then, get some guns pulled on him. We got the vulture, humanized vulture, which is pretty cool. So that's also very prevalent throughout this. Goes on the case. It goes a couple of canines that give me a heads up on cases here and there. Just, I want more of this. I know I said it was a one shot. I know this is long ago, but I would love to see this world revisited. Look at this bag he's holding. Bone thugs are yummy. He bribes the cops with bones. Funny. It's a set of donuts. And he's hired to find someone. That someone was now laying dead in an alley. Love this. I don't want to hear your Raymond Chandler novel of the day, Howie. I just want to hear about your money, how it's going to be my money. He's like, you got no love for storytelling? Fine, you're lost. I'll give you more steak and less peas. So, he's on the move, popping pills. I mean, this is just stands apart from everything else Marvel does. I want to see some more one-offs like this. I want to see some more Mahfood Marvel stuff. He's done a lot of cool stuff at Marvel. He did Marvel Ultimate Team Up. He did a couple issues of that, I believe, or at least one issue of that. He did that Generation X Underground special, which is, I have a video of that on the channel. Awesome. I love this. We got, this Black Cat, where she's this crime lord, jewel thief, sitting in her loft. And it's, throughout, it's perfect, detective, pill popping detective on his mission, and it doesn't even really connect too much to the overall story of Secret Wars. This is something you could pick up, and you don't need to know anything else. Even though I read a little bit of how we got to this world, not even really necessary. Then we come back, back to the bar. Something I always love about Mahfood is his sound effects. The coloring on this is just amazing too. It pairs really well with the art style. Love this. I love the way he draws a city all kind of warped and stuff. Like nothing needs to be anatomically correct. It's all like a kind of like an acid dream. We got this is something I really love is that we have Matt Murdock as a blind rat or as a blind mouse, and then in the shadows you see like the Daredevil thing, and it's just funny because you think of like three blind mice and that kind of that old fairy tale or whatever you want to call it, that old story. And I think that was kind of cool. You see them just walking down the street, catching some fresh air. Got the awesome graph on the walls. And then I love this. We see the shock, right? He says Fisk. And then we get Fisk as this big gorilla. This is just such a cool fleshed out world in such a short period of time that the stories that could come from this and you see it just from the first few pages, like all these characters can be fleshed out in different ways that's so much different than the regular Marvel 616 universe. It would be really awesome to see. And I love this. The mouse and the human. How does that fable go? The human asked the mouse for help, and the mouse replied, of course, but then the mouse and the human were killed by ninjas. Get them. Epic. Love this panel up on top where you just see, I'll call him Daredevil Mouse, and Howard the human squaring off against ninjas. Action ensues. One of Mahfood's strengths is the way he depicts fight scenes. I love the way he draws his fight scenes. So many sound effects just littered throughout. Howard gets knocked out, gets woken up by Matt. He says, I'll take care of Fisk. You take this, do the right thing with it. And we don't see what's on there, but he's like, you know the place. Get moving, let's go. They go their separate ways, get back to the bar. So he's telling this whole story to the Vulture. The Vulture doesn't want to hear it, but he's letting him know what's up. And then Black Cat comes. I guess I'm not the only one here to collect on what's owed. Hello, Tombs. And then we see the two opposing groups go after each other. Lizard pulls the gun out. Got 30 seconds to get the fuck out of my bar, or I'm calling the cops. Cops come in, so everything is coming to a head here. Guns are pulled. Howard's sitting there. Calls somebody. Hey, Pete, you almost done back there? Now, I don't know which Pete he's talking about. Maybe Peter Parker in mouse form? I'm not sure. In possum form, like, not really sure which Pete this is. Oh, that's him, right? The possum? Yeah, that's a possum dummy. Predictable twist. You had him the whole time? I told you I wasn't going to hurt him. You could have walked away with a lot of money. And then it ends. I'm leaving here with the egg, or Pete won't be playing possum ever again. The end. Just fun book. If you can find this, pick it up. Worth every single penny. Anytime Jim Mahfood draws a comic, it's a must-buy. Skottie Young Jim Mahfood together. I want to see this collaboration take place again. Go pick it up. Check it out. Check out all the Jim Mahfood content on the channel as well. Hit the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, I'm out.